that goes with you?
No, I've had some help.
Stores, there's some out
Yeah, Black Dome Mountain Sports is one of my sponsors. They
All
sponsor.
right, you got one.
They sponsor gear.
Oh, well,
and,
that's a help.
It is a help.
It is, and
It
I'm
is
sure you're
it
grateful for it, aren't
I'm very grateful.
you? Yeah.
Well, you get some good products there.
They do. They
Yeah,
do.
some good
And
products.
they're a good bunch of people down there that work. But
Well, that's part of the problem is we're not really supposed to be promoting, business stuff, like even now
right.
here. What we're able to offer is basically a business card at the end.
Yeah.
All we can do
Or
is
your
we
website.
can roll it.
Appreciation.
We can roll it on the credits.
Well, I saw the new guidelines are a little more lenient. For
Oh, are they?
sponsorship.
Oh, I
They
need to-
allow you to actually you could put their logo up. You can write a little bit about what the sponsor does. If it,
Right.
say it was Black Dome, I could say, they're an outdoor
What they
gear
sell and what have you. Are you allowed to say their name on the air?
I don't know.
Well, John, I think you can, but it has to be.
I can't remember.
It's discreetful. It's just not repetitious. Not every 10 minutes. Think whatever your company is, X, Y, Z, and then a few minutes later talk about it. I think if it's, just very laid back, maybe once or twice. I think. Now, of course, Jan or Pat might have another view of it, but I think something that.
Yeah, because on the I just happened to see that on the website, URTV's website, and or maybe it's on the new. I don't know.
It's probably on the
And
website.
I just saw it.
Anyway, let me tell you where I was last night. All right, Casey Waters called me up. He says,
really?
He says you want to go up to Craggy Gardens and look for UFOs, and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Did you find any?
Well, so first we headed up the Parkway from 74 up the Parkway until the road was closed near Weaverville. So we got off there and went down and there by Vance's birthplace, and then we went down to and what is that road? Or whatever that road is.
Rims Creek Road.
Rims Creek. So we went down the end of Rims Creek and then jumped over the road and went over the mountain to Barnardsville. It lets you down by the
Stony Branch.
by the elementary school
Yeah.
there in Barnardsville, and then went up Dillingham.
Yeah.
And up Stony Fork. See, so
So y'all went the back
we
way.
was trying to get in the back way. Have they moved that gate? Do you know? Have you been up there? It seemed like that gate was higher up. The gate was closed.
No, that gate they've had that road. I think has been closed for a little while. I think it's been closed always since Ivan, the Hurricane Ivan.
Really,
Okay.
I didn't know that.
I think so.
Oh, we couldn't.
Wait a minute. No, it hadn't because I just did a show and I came down
You
that
did.
way.
Yeah, I
You
was
did.
gonna say it's
What's the
probably
matter
open
with
because
me?
for some folks that
Well,
It's
It's
probably
not
closed
open
because
now.
of the weather.
It's not open now. It wasn't open last night.
because of the high winds.
So that's as far as we got, but we gave it a gallon try.
That's too bad.
So that whole Mitchell and that whole area up there is apparently closed off. You can't get into
Well,
it.
now you can get to
Right.
Mitchell. Mount Mitchell's they try to stay open all year long now.
Well, you must have to come in
You
the
go,
back
you
way.
do,
The
but that's been closed too because they've been doing tunnel work
That's what I'm saying. I
on the
don't know how to get
Marion
in.
side of coming up. They've been doing some tunnel work, so they've got that closed. However,
there must be one or two exits where you can get into it, but I don't know of them. I don't know them.
Sounds to me like the government's trying to keep you from finding the UFOs.
I believe you're right.
You know, that hadn't dawned on me.
I'm glad I didn't spit that out with that
Yeah,
laugh.
well, they
I
have to have a
That's
certain
okay.
time to
You're
fly
allowed to
around.
spit your tea. If it's really funny, you're allowed to spit
Well,
your tea.
hell, I'm going to spill it just standing here.
Hey, do you like that tea?
It's something else. It almost tastes like there are rocks in there. It's stout, I guess. Is it?
Well, you didn't get the rock tea. That's just
Oh, I
what,
didn't?
China Black. I think that you got the first pot, right? The round
Right,
pot.
you got the
Yeah,
first
that's China Black.
Then there's a difference.
Yeah,
This one tastes more like rocks than this one.
a lot more. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to. Oh,
I
mercy.
figured being
I'll
the
get
tra-
some
I
of it, but
figured
I'm afraid
being
if I
the-
drink this, I quit drinking coffee, and I'm.
I figured being the Trail Explorer, you'd like some good old rock tea. You'd like
yeah,
some rocks.
well, yeah, we can.
Now, if I'd been able to pull some water out of Stony Fork Creek to
Yeah.
brew it with, that'd have been good too, wouldn't it?
It would have been good spring water, but a lot of my friends use spring water for something else.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, in mason jars.
to
Yeah.
cut their
Mason
white
jars.
liquor with.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's the only way to drink liquors with a good spring water.
That's
I
right.
don't know how we're getting off on that one, but
Well, it's you. You've done it. You've brought the local
darn it,
color
done it again.
to the show. So that's good. That's good. We appreciate a little local.
Well, how's your show? Are you still doing the Anarchy TV?
Yeah, but it's coming up slowly. I have to.
Something hot off the press.
Yeah. Okay. Help me here. Sign this.
Oh, you got to sign that for this show.
And
now?
yeah, and is that where I'm supposed to sign? Oh no. Oh, program name. I wrote it in the wrong one. So that's that, and the date is what?
4/18/07.
Is it 18? All right, you're gonna have to change. Oh well.
It's interesting we were talking about sponsorship. The show that I'm working on,
Which is what?
Mount Dungeon, Thursdays at 11 p.m. We are a local music show. We get a different local live band in every week, and we're more towards the rock end of things.
Yeah. This is Thursday at 11.
Thursdays at 11. We deliberately just went for the late night slot.
Okay.
So
Yes.
that was all. That's all part of our shtick. We put on a warning label, and that way we're a little bit more free with what we can do.
Right.
And for that matter, free with what people can say in the interviews.
Do you do interviews as well?
Yes, we do interviews. We interview the band for about 3
And what's
4
the
minutes.
name of it again?
Mount Dungeon.
Mount Dungeon.
And we went back and forth about this, and we just decided that we're not even going to try and make any money off of it in 2007. And that, in a lot of ways, it gives us a little bit more freedom with
Now,
what
do
we
y'all
can do.
use equipment here?
Oh yeah. We use Studio A.
Oh, you use the studio?
Yeah, we use the
Okay.
studio,
They
and we
use
do them
the
against the
chroma key a lot.
Yeah.
They have a chroma key background behind the band. That's
yeah, we
their
put them
common.
up against the blue screen. It actually brings us to what we do need right now. What we need is somebody that can do video montages for the blue screen, because the guy that's been doing some of them has decided he's not going to do it anymore.
That's what I've been doing. I have been doing some of that for the anti-show, and if you've seen some of the stuff on the I think I've done a great. I think
I've seen it.
I think I've really pepped up the anti-show. Have you seen some
Yes,
of
I have.
the weird junk?
It steps up. It's a step above. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it is.
I enjoy watching and see what's coming next.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And you
And
had like miles of old tape.
I do, and I have got lots of it. However, is turned to mush from basement floods and stuff. You know, so I'm having a hard time revitalizing the old tape and stuff.
Right.
And I really need to get on it because my other show is suffering from lack of attention.
What does video montaging entail? Anyway?
Basically, just putting funky stuff to go in the blue screen background behind the band.
And you put that in what format? How do you do? Is that delivered on a computer or?
Well, it's all done on a computer, yeah. We don't actually use the equipment here for editing. My co-producer and the technical director, Ben, he's got a Macintosh at home, so he does that all there.
Oh,
and
so you got
does it all.
you've got a regular, you got a crew.
He does.
We've
He's
got
got
a
a crew. He's got a crew of 4,
Compared
right?
to what you
Well,
have,
we've
man.
got the show is 5 people now.
Okay.
There's 4 of us in the studio, and Ben's girlfriend.
Aren't you jealous?
Yeah.
Ben's girlfriend does most of the editing, so she's definitely counts as part of the team. And for that matter, my girlfriend, even though she's not big on taking credit, made the sock puppets and has done a lot of internet research for us. So we've
Now-
got a crew.
No, okay, Nick, is that right?
Yeah.
Nick. Okay, is today the day you were going to do your music?
Today is a lot of things fell through.
Oh.
I have really no way of playing my keyboard over the microphones and all that. Plus, pretty much everybody else ditched out on me.
How many? I thought there was one other person.
There was one other person. He had a work conflict.
Well,
Tried asking around a couple other people. Didn't work out.
Another day this week, maybe.
Another day, hopefully.
Yeah, trying to find the right, don't just fill in. You know, if it doesn't work,
right.
let it not work, so that you get the person you want with you, and you know.
Oh, I was asking people.
good.
Who I wanted,
Huh?
definitely. I was asking people who I definitely would want.
Okay, all right. Let's shoot for quality.
Quality.
You know, Van, I was thinking, I don't know so much about sponsorship, but I have a funny feeling a lot of people that watch your show, they relate to it because you do a lot of local stuff, and we're talking about local people. Yeah. I'm sure there'd be some people out there that would love to maybe assist you in doing your camera work.
Well,
that is over. You know, I'm sure you'd have to weed it out and go. But I bet that a call for help, you may get some help.
Well,
your
you know,
program takes a lot of staff out there.
If they weren't more
in the
trouble
woods.
than they were worth, too.
what
that's
I
true,
I
too.
have Stan Jones helped me out on the first couple episodes. Stan was really helpful. He's a member, and we were one of their first production workshops they did here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were both in that, and he helped me out, which was great. It was I got spoiled right off the bat because he was running the camera, you know,
Yeah.
and I was able to be free.
I
and do
remember
everything,
seeing some of that.
and
I could tell you had a camera guy.
so now, after 5 episodes after that, and I've finally gotten kind of used to just doing it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had some help before, and it's oh man, what
Oh.
a world of relief it is, and just not to, you know, instead of flipping that little screen where the light's shining on it, and I can't really see myself. I'm not know if I'm in the center really or not. I don't have any clue about. Well, I have a clue enough to know what my sound levels are, but still, it could be at the end of the shoot. I may get back and go, oh no, I didn't have
Right,
the
and you don't
sound
want
up
to have
right,
to
or I
hike
lost
back
this.
out there
No.
to get that shot again.
Yeah,
exactly.
and I lost one of the little windscreens for the camera, and I was 5 miles in. You know,
Did you find it?
No.
Oh.
I didn't even know I couldn't retrace my steps at all. I had to buy another one of those.
Keep a sock with you. An
Do you
extra
work
sock.
off the camera, Mike?
I work off. I try to. My ideal sound is the wireless lapel.
Okay.
That's ideal for me.
Right.
Unless I'm with somebody else, and then the shotgun mics is the better thing. But then now you're talking about, you know, you got to have somebody running that.
That's right.
You know, so
Right. You need that on a pole, really, and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Put a shotgun on it. You know, you need a crew of about 3 people to do anything. You need somebody on the camera, and they're paying attention to the camera. You need somebody on sound paying attention to sound.
Yeah.
They just do. And then if you're going to have anybody else in there, you're going to have at least one other body.
right.
You know, and
Yeah, that-
and just carrying the gear is,
oh yeah.
you know.
That's the that is a key, because carrying that stuff is not only, you know, I'm always got a backpack on my shows, you know, and they're going, well, people are probably going, what the world does he need a backpack for this? I'll tell you why I need a backpack. And then that tripod, for crying out
I
loud.
know it.
I've got a lighter one that I can take out in the field. It's real sturdy and
Me too.
nice.
I've got 2 lighter ones.
But that thing,
Do you have your own equipment van, cameras and stuff?
No, I don't have my own equipment. That's another.
He does.
Oh, Mary,
Have
what
you
do you
seen?
have?
He's got a camera just like this one.
I've got the 110. I'm currently looking for a tripod. I need a good tripod. I have a cheap one, but I need to get a better one with a better head, because if you don't have a good head, everything shakes.
It does. It does. It does. It does. I do a lot of handheld stuff too. I mean, I have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm walking, you know, with camera in hand,
Talking.
and saying and looking into it and walking and you know, I got to. I mean,
Well,
that's,
based on your program and talking about your staff, I think it turns out superior.
Oh,
well, thank you.
You know, I
program
really
was
do.
wonderful.
Very good program.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, one thing about having your own, of course, in my instance, having my own gear would be just enormous, because let's just say I want to reserve a camera. Now we have over 500 some members, 550, 600, I don't know. Every one of them.
571.
You need to get to
571.
be friends with him and let him get some camera practice in
Oh,
on
well, I
and
could do
trail
that.
hiking at the same.
I've got another friend that's helped me out on camera. a
But when
little
he
bit,
started
too.
talking about you need assistance and all, you should have asked him, was he volunteering? Because he comes with equipment.
Oh,
I
that
come with
would be the
equipment.
best. 'Cause my wife actually did a little filming on this last thing. She can't quite get the feel of that zoom. Boy, if you don't know it, it's zoomed in before you know it. But she does it. She does fine. She gets in my show a little bit.
I have found that on some, I can't tell exactly, but it's one of the cameras around here, it seems like that I've used, I found that if you just barely rest your finger on the zoom, you know, the first little spot, that it'll zoom really slow.
Yeah, you've got to. Yeah, it took me a while to. I mean, it comes natural now to make it go slow. I mean, I don't even think about it, but it does. It's something that takes a lot to learn.
Yeah, you don't just mash it down.
But just picking out a
just
camera,
right.
let's say with 571 members, and I say, okay, I want to take this out this weekend.
Did you take the big ones or the small
I
ones?
take the smaller one, and
Okay, do you know what we're going to do about that?
I heard.
Okay, we're going to. Would you be happy with a one chip camera? No. Okay, the
Especially the smaller ones. I've got to have some weight. That thing is almost too light,
Okay.
really, for what I do. I would love. I've never taken out a 170 yet, just because I didn't want to carry that thing. But I'd love to try it out.
I'll tell you, I would recommend and try this when you get out there with it. Try taking the wide angle adapter off of it. I think you'll get a sharper
Of the
shot.
170.
They have wide angle adapters on them. I think you'll get a sharper shot without it.
Well, I just haven't tried it out yet. But
They're
what I
all
was
nice
getting
cameras.
back to,
These are fine. They make
Yeah,
a wonderful
they do.
picture. They do. They make
I'm
excellent.
just pleased as tickled pink.
Unfortunately, you cannot buy a new one.
That's right.
They discontinued
I
that
know
model.
it. I know it. And
Believe me, I searched for 4 months before I found one.
if I pick a camera and say a month from now, reserve time, and I finally get everything I need, the right sound and all that,
Right.
and then all of a sudden it's blowing a blizzard out.
That's
on
what
the
I'm
day I
talking
wanna
about.
go.
How can you
Sorry.
know a month in advance if the weather's going to be good enough that day to shoot?
I don't know how many people are doing outdoor shows. I'm not sure that there are any other people doing an outdoor show, really. I think.
Not like yours.
No,
Anyway,
I think you're
where they're.
probably, well, unless you count Rapid Ralph's Road.
No, he's in a
show.
car.
He's in a car.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's in a car.
So I
We
get
count it though. He's out.
Ralph is a hoot. I'm going to tell you what.
Yeah. Don't get that. So that opportunity of having you on camera to me would be great. I could go out and say, well, we've got great. The weather is perfect right now. The sun is perfect. The flower I want to catch on this shot right here is blooming right now. It's nice. Let it bloom, because I sure don't have a camera to take a picture of it.
So you need a camera.
That's
You need somebody who'll pop $3,000 down right now to get a camera.
That would be mucho
Yeah.
nice-o.
Yeah, that's right. Well, these cameras don't come cheap.
No.
No, not the good ones, unfortunately.
So what do you think about the one chip camera? Are they
I'll tell you
looking
what-
at the
I'll tell you- I'll tell you what
palm
I-
size one
I'll tell you what I
chippers?
think about the one chip camera. There's been a lot of improvement in technology, and the one chip cameras do pretty well for most of the stuff that I think most of our members are
Palm size.
are going to. Yeah, and I shoot one for my show. But part of the philosophy of Anarchy TV is low tech. So, and I think that those cameras will do a good job for most of the things that most of our members want to do. But I'm going to tell you, for your particular show, your show looks so good, and you've got panoramas and things like that, and it will not, the one chip camera will not look as good as the 3 chip camera,
Right.
and I like and so after I said that, I suddenly realized I don't feel like it would be right for your show. I want you to keep
Yeah.
using the 3
Well, I think
chip
if you
camera.
take a step down, it would take
Yeah.
away from his program.
Yeah, your show looks good. I mean that's the main thing you've got going for your show. Is you got some good looking stuff there. You know.
Thank you. I mean, you imagine Matt or I or somebody, with one of those little one chip cameras sitting on that tripod, interviewing somebody. Said, "I'm doing this for TV now. Hang on."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well.
And these people are going, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, big camera has emotional impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had.
That's really TV you're gonna do.
Have I shown you mine? I have a little table.
Yeah, you bought it. You actually bought it when we were struggling back in the early days, back in the editing suite.
Struggling. We were struggling.
Hair pulling.
Yeah. Are you editing at home now?
I do edit at home.
Yeah, I am too.
I went to a PC. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and which is so similar to.
Well, that's what I'm using.
To
Yeah.
Final Cut. It was amazing. The transfer. When I went over to it, I was going, oh well, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. As a matter of fact, for my show that I just submitted, I edited it in one day.
Well, good. I've not gotten used to it yet, and
One
I've
day.
got several programs that I'm still auditioning. But you can tell me this: will Adobe Premiere Pro, can you download from a DVD to it or
Well,
not?
no,
Do you
I
know
don't.
that?
You know,
may not
that's
know
that's a good question. I'll have to ask my guru Alex Bowser, who used to be an intern here. You know Alex? That guy's-
Yeah,
that kid's
kinky
great.
headed,
He's great. He's
curly headed.
he's got it all cut off now.
Does he?
Yeah.
I wish you'd come around.
He's a great guy.
What's he,
He's
where's he
helped me
gone
out
to?
so much, and
Yeah.
he's all involved with the
He was
Blue. Oh gosh, the UNCA radio station
Uh-huh.
over there. He's done a great job over there, but
Why doesn't
he-
he come around anymore? Here.
because he's too involved with that other stuff. He's involved in a lot of things, but he helped me out quite a bit, and that was one of the questions I had about DVDs, and I can't remember if I don't think you can download off a DVD. I'm not
Because
sure.
I have another program that I can download right off of a DVD into it, but
and
I'm
make an
turning-
AVI file or something.
Yeah, but I just turned my last program in, done on Adobe Premiere Pro. But the reason I like that is because I like to be able to store. I need to dump all my tapes. I've got a bunch of tapes. I've got high 8 tapes. I've got VHS tapes, and I've got the digital tapes. And even the digital tapes, I want to dump them onto DVDs because it's cheap storage, and I want to use those tapes again. It gets expensive.
I know, and they say don't use tape over again.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
that's crazy.
I am using those tapes until
You can use it. I mean,
Yeah.
I've tried it and finally got into where I was trying it too. I was going, stuff. There's some stuff I don't want to delete off my tapes, but
That's-
using them over within a year, I have my good friends over at Black Mountain Video Productions tell me that, oh yeah, they do it. As long as it's not over a year old, the tape, and we're just talking ones and zeros that are just on there. It's
Yeah.
not like you're really erasing an actual image.
Well, anyway, so I found another. I've got another program that I can do. I want to store everything on DVD and be able to dump it. It's cheap storage.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you. This is crazy, but I'm the last 150 DVDs I've bought, and the one that we're recording right now. I bought them for like 10 cents a piece, so they're really cheap, and sometimes they mess up.
10 cents.
10
That
cents
is
a
cheap.
piece.
Who makes them?
I really,
we can't
I
tell.
really, I don't really want to say because, but I think,
XYZ company.
they were like a clearance item. You know what I mean? And there've been a lot of errors on at least one spool of them. Like maybe I bought 200 of those things. I think I bought 200 of those things.
Well, were you doing a show, Nick, or
I'm unable to. No.
oh, were you were going to do one?
I was gonna at least play around with my son for a little bit.
Are you a member here?
Not a member yet.
He's not a member, so he's kind of far from.
You
a
got to
dealership.
become a member first.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you, this is the Mad Scientist Tea Party. I was late for my own tea party today, but I
These
saw,
things will happen.
huh?
These things will happen.
Yeah,
It's all
but
good.
some of these guys have already they've already got it down. But did you notice? Did anybody set the table? No. But they got a pot of water boiling. I'll give them that. So we had a pot of water. So where are we at on the tea kettle there? On the big tea kettle, is it empty?
Do we need any more water?
Yes.
I think we do.
We didn't want to overstep our bounds by accelerating the tea party too much.
You can't accelerate the tea party too much now.
Okay.
Anyway, but they're real helpful. They really are helpful. But you got to put your own touch on anything you do.
Well, this is a 2-hour show.
2-hour show.
You got to keep going for 2
Right.
hours.
Well,
so
what-
that's why you get this high potency tea to get the stimulation going.
Right. By the
People talking quicker.
last half hour, we're usually talking around here. And some people will.
I'm already
By the
talking.
last half hour, all sorts of people actually start showing up.
I know you really
Friday.
you have come out. Here I've noticed that you've like blossomed right into
it's
conversation.
good. I've lost my low, slow tone of voice now. I'm getting a little faster.
You're usually rather reserved, aren't you? You don't. Thank you now. All right, how we doing there? Let's see. Oh yeah, we'll point it at him. Oh, that's good. It shouldn't.
Well, Van, I tell you, if you're ever getting a bind, give me a buzz. During the daytime, of course, I'm tied up, but on a weekend or something, you see, and you have a special shot, and it's
Weekends are hard, are especially hard to get a camera.
I mow grass on a weekend, so that's the biggest thing I have to do.
You got
How are
that
you? How are
turn-in.
you at hiking up? He hikes into real territory now. He really
Well,
does.
you've seen my physique,
I know.
okay,
I know.
and you do know that I work out occasionally.
Is that right? Okay.
So I could
Can you?
take some Geritol and some Valium and some Tylenol, and I can be there.
That's what I do. I take a handful of ibuprofen and go on.
You know, the trouble with the reserve method here for the cameras is that Saturdays,
You're right.
you know, if I wanted a camera for weekend, there's really not a way you can actually get a camera for the weekend. You know, you got to bring it back on a Saturday and take it from a Saturday to a Tuesday.
All right.
But you can't do it from a Friday to a Tuesday.
All right.
So if you're doing something on Saturday that's, say, an all-day event or something, you know,
They
can't
really
do
ought,
that.
they really ought to come up with a thing where where you if on the like if you pick it up on a Thursday, they ought to have a thing where you could pick it up on a Thursday, or what do you want to pick it up on a Friday for a Saturday? Is that what you're saying?
An all-day shoot.
Yeah, they ought to have a thing where you could check on Friday, and if nobody has it reserved for on end, that you could get it on a Friday and bring it back on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? If nobody has it reserved by that time.
Well, it might help. Are they getting? They're getting how many small one-chip cameras? 8?
I'm not sure, but a number that has been knocked around is like 10.
10 or 8.
See what I mean? Something like that would make a big difference around here. And like I say, I think that they will do for most of what most of our people are doing.
Would you take a one-chip?
No, he works in the studio.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He
we
uses
checked out-
20,000. He uses 60,000.
No, there's something
Only
something about the feeling
dollars.
of getting behind one of those big
He
studio
only
cameras.
uses $60,000 worth of cameras.
Yeah.
60,000.
We have
60,000.
checked out a camera kit once, and that was for the filler we were doing with Melanie and just going around on the street and bugging people about Mount Dungeon. We did that one day.
Right.
But everything else has been using those, and we're talking about doing a little bit more, going out there, getting our own filler and everything. Just hasn't been done yet.
Let me ask this, Dr. John. I think a good example of using a one-chip camera would probably be. I'm thinking, and correct me if I'm wrong. Would that not be the guy that does? He's white-headed calf. What's his name? Sean's calf. Does he use?
I don't know
one-chip?
I don't know what he's using. I don't know if he.
It appears to be a one-chip.
I know, but I don't know if he checks out cameras from here.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
so.
I think he's got I think he's got an older. I think he does it in high 8 too.
Oh, does he?
And there's a whole difference between doing it in high 8 and doing it in digital. And also, you've got to understand that there has been just in the last very few years, there's been a big improvement in the technology, and you'll know this if you've been looking at digital cameras. If you look just a few years ago, it was like 3 megapixels or something like that was a big deal. Well, you can easily walk in and get 5 or 6 or more megapixels for half the price of what 3 were just a couple of years ago. So there's been a real big improvement in single chip videos, imaging.
Well, then again, too, I mean, you get to a larger camera, you're going to have a better quality lens.
All
too.
that. The lens makes a lot of difference.
Oh, yeah.
Now the little Sonys is, I hate to plug a thing, and I don't mean to. However, the little Sonys are using Carl Zeiss
Yes.
optics now, and because they bought the company, as I understand, and they are sharp as a tack.
Yeah.
They look good.
Well, I tried out one of those smaller cameras.
But I
and-
recommend that you stay with the 3-chip right now because your imagery.
Oh yeah, I would definitely want to.
Yeah.
Um,
For the quality of it. But the thing is, though, I mean, you're shooting outdoor shots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's high quality photography. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not while you're going up a trail, but when you stop and you're doing a close up on a plant, or if you're doing a panorama, there's all kind of stuff, and you want the best color and you want the sharpest image and stuff, and that's really a lot of what makes your show. So that it's not, but not everything needs that high quality,
No.
And then
a
on
lot
your
of indoor
average
stuff.
shot,
Yeah.
on your average shot, I'm going to say you're not going to see the difference.
I did a comparison.
Okay.
actually with the PDX 10,
Mhm.
and another brand of smaller palm held one chip.
How old? New one?
Yeah, new. It
Okay.
was fairly new, and well, it was just a few months ago,
Mhm.
and so I did the same shots. I set up the zooms to about the same, and did a pan shot and then a zoom in on something, and compared them. Actually, put them on a DVD, even just not just on the screen, but I actually put it on a DVD to
Watched
see
it
what
on
it looked
TV.
like on TV.
Right.
And it was fairly
Okay.
close. I personally could see some difference in it, but I don't think the average person could have seen